Welcome to Realtors Roulette. Join Nichole, Elisha, and John as they uncover untold stories, insider tips, and hidden truths about real estate. Get ready to enjoy this episode coming to you from the beautiful Qu'Appelle Valley in Saskatchewan.
Hey everybody, it's Nichole, John, and Elisha today. We're just going to kind of have a lighter side of real estate podcast today. So we're going to read you just some funny stories from other realtors in other areas, just on some personal things that have happened to them, just to have a different take on a podcast here. So, and then maybe share some of our personal experiences or funny stories amongst each other for things that have happened to us on a daily basis doing real estate. So
these stories are off of Facebook, guys. They're off of the lighter side of real estate, and we screenshotted some of these and snapped them off. And we have crazy stories as well, but just wanted to say that, hey, these are public, and we're just going to cite a few, which are pretty comical. They are, especially being a realtor, you do laugh.
So the question is, what is the wildest thing that a client has ever requested of you?
I got Richard Grayson. He says he wanted to view the property by horseback.
And I had one from Michelle Morris, said that someone called her at 6 a.m. on Saturday to ask me to pick her up and take her to some garage sales because she needed a ride.
I've got one here from Peggy Hoffman. She must have had clients that didn't have a door-to-door move because they requested that they could put all of their stuff in her garage and sleep on her couch for the night. It was super awkward, and she finally had to ask them to leave.
I don't know. I probably would have gave him money for a hotel, but yeah, that's a good agent. Holy mackerel! I got Tara Bebinger. She was asked to find a buyer for their 4 goats and 8 chickens. I don't know. Nichole does a lot of acreage work. Have you ever had that?
No, I've just had to, help sheep back into the gate.
Right? You've herded a few sheep.
Yeah, and John's always making fun of me for my high heels and places we go. Maybe John can elaborate on that.
Well, that's a good one, actually. Yeah. For those of you who know Nichole, she wears high heels like runners, and it doesn't matter if it's spring or it's summer or it's winter. And once we went out to do this opinion of value, and it was after rain, and I'd say we had an inch of rain. The grass was soft and spongy. So we met with the folks. Here, we're leaving the house, and they have a huge front lawn. I and Nichole are walking together, and a second later, she's behind me. So I look back. Here, she's taking her shoes off. I'm like, hey, Nichole, what the heck? And here, her shoes, her high heels got stuck into the lawn. I was like, she's like, giving the lawn a free aeration for, but that was a funny one. The clients were like, oh, have a great day. Here, Nichole taking off her shoes, and we all laughed. But yeah, that was a good one.
So another one on the lighter side of real estate, we have Mike Stout that has clients requesting that he show them a house at midnight to see if it was haunted. Now, I've had a few ghost hunters call me about the Fort Sam property, as I've had that listed before, but this is a new one to go house hunting at midnight.
What else you got, Nichole?
What else do I have? Well, I can share, I guess, a personal story about me buying my first house, which I thought was kind of funny. My agent was busy that morning and he couldn't come with me for my possession. So I got the keys and I went and I opened the door, and lo and behold, the seller was still living there and sleeping on the couch. So that was my experience of buying my first house. So I had to call my realtor and be like, hey, does the seller and all their contents come with my new home, because they're still here? So a little bit of a kerfuffle. Didn't quite get my possession on my first house.
Happy first house.
Yeah.
I bought my first house through John.
Look at that.
My possession went amazing.
Aw.
I didn't know that, actually. Yeah, that's true.
That's funny.
The wildest thing that a client has ever asked me to do, last year, actually, I had a client that called me up and said, can you pick me up from the middle of a farmer's field? I'll be landing in a helicopter, and I need a ride from the helicopter pad into the town to go view the house. So that was the wildest thing, was going to pick the guy up by helicopter pad and drive him around.
How cool is that? How cool is that?
And sometimes we get people, we write in some really odd things and some deals. I had to write in the content. Somebody wanted somebody's food in somebody's freezer, all of it. So that was part of their chattels or inclusions.
We've written in some not off the wall stuff, but like out of the norm. We've written in cars, we've written in like tractors, we've written in it's all part and parcel of whatever makes the deal sort of work between the two parties for sure.
I haven't been asked this, but Jim Jason was asked to walk out to the bottom or to the middle of the lake to see how deep it was. What's the bottom like?
That's a good agent. I got a Sandy Schaefer. She says they lived in my basement for 4 months. Wow. And I'm like, oh, holy mackerel! That's some sort of agent.
I did have a client ask me if he could park his camper on my acreage for 2 months till he found a place. So no, I was like,
not happening.
Yeah, when this podcast airs, and if you guys want to put in the comments any crazy stories that you've had for possessions or just funny stuff that happens. I know I had a girlfriend of mine who was terrified of mice, and lo and behold, she bought a house and there was a mouse in it, and she was like, yeah, you're coming over, you're setting the trap, you're taking the mouse out. Like, I was like, sure, no problem. But yeah, I was like,
I don't know, it's a real estate related story, it's a funny one. So I had a husband and wife with me, and we were out viewing houses. It was springtime. It was wet snow, and he was sitting in the front seat. She was sitting in the back. We had, I don't know, 5 or 6 houses to go through, and we had viewed a couple houses that had cats, pets, or dogs, or whatever. And the woman, they weren't pet people. They didn't like the cats. They didn't like the dogs, and their shoes were wet. So lo and behold, she goes and she takes her socks off in the back of my truck. So we continue to view houses, and I didn't realize she was wearing bare feet, whatever. So next day, I drop them off. We ended up getting a deal together. But next day, my wife and my kids hop into the truck, and lo and behold, there's this lady's pair of socks in the back seat. And everybody is like, John, what's going on here? And I was like, you got to be kidding me. And so it was a funny story. So actually I ended up, I'm still close with that client, and we laugh about it all the time. So
that's actually funny, because now I remember that I used to show this one house.
Yeah.
Not being a realtor in Saskatchewan, somewhere else. And they literally had a cat that would literally jump on my leg and attack me every time you're trying to show the house. And the cat was attacking you on your leg. And the seller just didn't want to put it in a kennel or anything. So you knew if you showed that house, you were going to get attacked by the cat.
Holy
the cat was going to be on your leg.
But
we have one last one here. Jill Doyle said that she had a client that asked her to marry them, and she did. So real estate can be pretty wild, and there's a lot of awesome stories out there as well. And
yeah, we just wanted to show you some of the funner, lighter things of laughing some days at some of the things that
7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and all the things. Like, it all happens, guys.
From 6 a.m. showings to midnight showings to everybody's pets and wildlife and everything in between.
Guys, hope you have a beautiful day.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Authentic Realty's podcast. Follow, review, and share this episode to spread the knowledge. To connect with your favorite local realtors, call 306-695-HOME.